alaikum and welcome to another episode of Pod-ucation at Beaconhouse I-9 Campus. Guess who we have? We have a very special guest, and that guest is Mr. Kasim Kasuri. Assalamu alaikum, sir. 2025 is a really exciting year for us as Beaconhouse is having its 50th anniversary. As you are the CEO of Beaconhouse, how do you feel about this?
Well, it's a great achievement. Beaconhouse, as you know, was set up in 1975, and this is the golden jubilee of Beaconhouse. I think that in these 5 decades, Beaconhouse has achieved a lot. It's become a trailblazer. Before the establishment of Beaconhouse, there were no other private schools. We either had government schools or we had missionary schools which were set up by the British before partition. So because of Beaconhouse, a lot of other schools were encouraged to come into existence. And so yeah, I think lots to celebrate.
So where do you see Beaconhouse in the next 5 years under your leadership?
So on the 50th anniversary, there are a few areas that we've decided to prioritize. And we are calling those our strategic intents. And they're things which will take a while for it to happen, to materialize. One of those is that Beaconhouse hopes to make some positive changes in environmental leadership. And we are hoping to be able to phase out the use of single-use plastic. All these plastic bottles, these mineral water bottles that we use at all of our schools. We are also hoping to make a lot of other positive changes in the curriculum when it comes to climate change. We want to involve students like yourselves in more activities related to the environment, to sustainability, to climate change. We are also hoping to make some major strides in the domain of digital transformation. You've already seen Chromebooks come up in some of the classrooms, right? And so there's a lot more that we want to do in terms of using technology to improve teaching and learning. And so the Chromebooks are only a small part of that. So there's a lot of planning that is going on. Another important area which I think we should speak about is that, as you know, there are a lot of children in this country, in Pakistan, who do not have the privilege of attending good schools. So what we've done is that we are trying to see if, given that it's our 50th anniversary, if we can try to make a difference to the lives of children who don't have the advantages that you guys have. So we are trying to do some work over there. Basically, I'm talking about 2 categories. So there are children who attend schools which are maybe not very good. And then there are children, there's about 26 million children in Pakistan who don't attend any school at all. They're out of school. So we are trying to see if we can join hands with other organizations and maybe do something positive over there. And the next 5 years for Beaconhouse, definitely there are a lot of exciting things that we have planned. We're also hoping to open some new campuses. So there are a couple of other countries that we hope to establish schools in. We are looking at Vietnam, we are looking at Indonesia, we are looking at Saudi Arabia as new markets for Beaconhouse.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
So how was your school in childhood?
It was, so I also started off at Les Anges Montessori. So Les Anges was the very first. So when we say Beaconhouse started in 1975, actually Beaconhouse did not start in 1975. It's Les Anges that started in 1975. And then Beaconhouse itself started in 1978. So I was one of the first students at Les Anges, which is a French name which translates into the angels. Then I spent a couple of years at Ayesha College in Lahore. Then I ended up moving to the Lahore American School when I was in 3rd grade. You might wonder why I did not go to Beaconhouse. It's because Beaconhouse was also starting out around that time. We went to the Lahore American School, and I would say it was a good experience.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so one more thing I want to say that thank you so much for bringing Chromebooks and bring your own approved device to Beaconhouse school system, because it helps like students because their bags are lighter.
And in education, they're more interested and like it's extended a lot. So.
Happy to hear that.
Yeah, so what inspired you to do so?
Beaconhouse has been always an early adopter of technology in the classroom, actually starting from the 1990s. We started a program which was probably way before you guys were born.
Yes.
We started a program called cross-curricular computing, in which we used technology to enhance teaching and learning of regular subjects like English and math and science. And then we started to put computers inside the classroom. We started something in 2005 called Emerging Technologies Across the Curriculum, for which the acronym was ETAC. And then there was something that started in the northern region here in Islamabad called Enhanced Learning Environment, ELE. So which was again taking the ETAC program to its next level. And then we felt that the best way to leverage technology was to create a situation where there is a one-on-one, meaning one child with their own device, as opposed to 5 or 6 kids sharing one computer or one laptop. Now, the only way to do that was to launch this Bring Your Own Approved Device program. So the inspiration behind it, there are multiple things that we hope to achieve. Ultimately, the idea is to try to improve what we call in the education world, to improve student learning outcomes, which means to try to, the stuff that you're learning, to make it easier for you to learn that stuff, and to make it more interesting to learn. Because with technology, if one is using the right technology and using it in the right way, then it can make learning more interesting, more interactive, more engaging. You can, for example, turn learning even into a game. There's gamification of learning. It would make it easier for your teachers to be able to see your work and to keep track of your progress. So there's a lot of things that we are hoping to achieve, and I'm sure that we will get there, inshallah. But I'm glad to hear that your experience with the Chromebooks has been good.
Yes. Would you give a piece of advice for the students of Beaconhouse I-9 Campus in this era of artificial intelligence?
I was going to say that you need to keep up with AI. A lot of people are scared of artificial intelligence. They think that it's going to replace them, or it's going to make it difficult for them in the future to find jobs. And I know that some people have good reason for thinking that, but I feel that if you remain well informed about the advancements of AI and you learn how to use the different tools, I can see people, whether they are in marketing or they are in accounts or in the education department. For example, your teachers now can create a lesson plan in 1 minute, which is previously something, which might have taken them a couple of hours. So Beaconhouse is also trying to use AI. So for young people, my advice would be that don't be anxious about artificial intelligence. Learn about it, not just in terms of learning how to use ChatGPT or those kind of tools. Yes, that's also very important. But try to learn about how you can use AI in a way where you are self-reliant. Because I think the one thing about the future which most people can predict is that unlike the past, where you would get into one field or one profession, like let's say you decide to become a teacher or an engineer or a doctor, and you do that for the rest of your life. In the future, I think that people are probably going to end up making changes more frequently. in terms of their careers, in terms of their jobs. So I think that if you have good technology skills, you could be an entrepreneur, you could be somebody who shapes their own future, who creates opportunities for themselves. So yeah, just learn about it as much as you can and use it.
Thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful time with us.
And that's a wrap. We'll meet you in another exciting episode of Pod-ucation at Beaconhouse I-9 Campus.
And remember to like and share the video. Thank you.